All right, what's going on, everybody? We are here at the Dallas International Guitar Festival. We are here checking out the booths, seeing who we see, talking to guitar players. It's pretty awesome.
That's right. And we are super fortunate to be here hanging out at the booth with our friends at Tone Locker.
Yep.
Tone Locker is launching a brand new app for gear enthusiasts. If you are into guitar gear, collect gear, just want to catalog, organize your gear, Tone Locker is an incredible way to do that. So, number one, you can download the app. However, right now, Ruben, it's by invite only. So you have to be at the Dallas International Guitar Festival. If you're in the Dallas area, it can make it this weekend. Tone Locker, more importantly, is giving away a sick guitar.
Some very high-end guitars.
Yeah, so basically you sign up for the Tone Locker app at the show. You're entered to win a 96 Gibson Les Paul Custom 64 reissue.
That's nice.
Or you can get a Duesenberg TV Phonic.
Crazy.
Or you can get a PRS 509. And here's the deal, Ruben. This is what we're doing. All right. We got some people coming through sharing with us their guitar hot takes.
The guitar hot takes. And we are here to talk about it.
I can hardly hold paper in my hand right now.
I'm ready.
So hot.
I'm ready.
So hot.
Ready. Which guitar players are overrated? Which guitar players are underrated? Which gear is underrated? So we're here to read off some of those for you.
Now, these hot takes were shared with us by our friends at Serration.
Yep. It's a new band. They don't have any music out yet, but they were here as a group. They gave us all their hot takes.
They were ready, man.
Yeah,
they were ready with these hot
locked
takes.
And loaded.
Give them a follow on Instagram.
Check it out.
Maybe YouTube. I'm not sure if they're on any other social media platforms, but check out Serration.
Let's read through some of these. All right, you want to start? I got the overrated card. You take the underrated card.
Okay, got it. Overrated what?
All right, so we're starting off with who is an overrated guitar player.
Overrated guitar players. Got it.
Oh, man. Here we go. Starting off hot right out the gate with they put down Eric Clapton as an overrated guitar player. Let's talk about that. That's going to start some fights in the comments. That's a big one.
All right. So Eric Clapton's overrated. Here's the thing. All right.
Yes, I got ideas, but go for it. You start.
So our friends at Serration, the younger guys.
That was going to be my comment.
I think with Clapton, perspective is everything.
It is everything.
Because Serration.
Who else was doing that at the time?
Tyler on vocals, Ryan on guitar, Bryson on guitar. All right. Eric Clapton came around in the 60s. Eric Clapton played the solo on While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Yep.
He was one of the only musicians, I think, if not the only musician ever, the Beatles called in to play on one of their records. So, yes, I think if you were like to listen to Clapton and compare him to like Tim Henson or somebody like that, that's super technical.
Yep.
Or like, some of these metal players.
Anybody like from the past decade, you're going to look at it and be like, I don't get it. Like, look at all these great players. But we don't have them without
Clapton, without the Clapton support.
Yeah,
that's right.
One of my favorite pastimes when I was learning was looking up interviews of guitarists that inspired me. And one guitarist that always kept coming up that inspired the people who inspired me. Clapton. Like John Mayer, Clapton. Slash, he grew up learning Clapton licks. And
a lot of Clapton love.
Yeah, so I get how a younger person would see it that way, but I think he's grandpa. And
that's right. He's happy.
That's right. We don't have the grandkids without grandpa. So
you talk about inspiring young musicians. You talked about it. So many musicians now that are great. They wouldn't have picked up the guitar if it wasn't for Eric Clapton. And yes, I'll say this about Clapton. I think his tone is maybe overrated. Barely been into Clapton's tone. There's a couple of exceptions to that. Of course, I'm not a Strat guy either.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna say Clapton when he was playing. Who did he play for before? It was just Cream. Yeah. And he played a Les Paul, I think. And so what's the I'm blanking. Really gonna bother me. Just look up Cream. It's probably gonna be the first song. That tone I'm into.
Yeah. Yes.
It's gonna bother me.
I did like White Room. I mean, I think it's more for the song than the actual tone. But let's see, what do we got? White Room.
No, I can tell you. Yeah, that one.
Yep. Okay. Sunshine of Your Love.
Sunshine of Your Love.
I know this riff, but what song is that?
Yeah, I just remember it from Guitar Hero. Yeah, but Sunshine of Your Love, like the Les Paul tones I was into, the Strat tones on it, I could see
it. A step back.
It was a little step back, yeah. But
underrated guitar players. Hey, I'll be honest, guys. I don't know a whole lot of people on this list. Maybe I'm showing my.
We're just showing the age. Yeah, I think
see.
this is fun to see like what younger people think. Yeah,
and I would love to pull it up and just listen to it and riff on it, but I can't hear anything right now because there's a concert going on next door.
That's all right. That's all right.
All right. Well, This is a person I'm familiar with, but I have no idea what they sound like on guitar. Buckethead.
Buckethead. I'll take that.
What do you know about Buckethead's guitar chops?
First of all, he has like this signature Les Paul that's like huge.
He plays a Les Paul.
Yeah.
And that's a good start.
It's huge and it has like a kill switch. But I want to say that it's like a longer profile or something like that. Okay. It's like, but he's almost like a DJ. He does like.
Oh yeah, like Tom Morello kind of stuff.
He does kind of the Tom Morello things, but he's also kind of a shreddy guy.
This is not what I expected at all. Is this?
There it is.
I expect it to be a little riffier.
Yeah.
You know, like
he does the kind of shreddy thing. It kind of ramps up into like big guitar solos and stuff like that. But I could see that. I feel like people don't talk about him enough. He's a great player. Down's tough between Buckethead and Clapton. He's cool.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Okay, what you got? Overrated.
Let's go next one. This one hurts a little bit.
Okay.
You know.
What you got? Wow, Slash and Ace both.
Yeah. All right. So the next one on the list, Slash. But this one I get. Again, I say it hurts me a little bit because Slash is probably one of my favorite guitar players of all time. But for me, Slash is a favorite of mine because he inspired me to pick up the guitar. I definitely was like, I got into
sentimental attachment.
There's a sentimental attachment, but when I see people saying like Slash is the greatest guitar player of all time, I love his music, but like Slash sounds like Slash.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
Slash gonna slash.
Slash gonna slash. And Slash sounds a lot like Motley Crue and Joe Perry and you know, the guys who came before him.
Yeah.
So when I think about like people saying the, you know, the greatest of all time conversations, are they bringing something new? Which I think Slash is big on like, he's inspired a lot of players, but I don't know if he was necessarily changing the guitar game in terms of like playing or tone.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think I like his top hat.
There you go. Like he's cool.
He's got swag.
Yeah, he's cool. Pop culture icon.
Counts for something. Yeah.
It counts for something.
Yeah. I think Guns N' Roses, they definitely. I mean, I remember. So I got introduced to Guns N' Roses when I was in middle school.
Nice.
Very impressionable age, and at this point, I was listening to like, you know, like Southern gospel music.
That's a jump.
I did have a Garth Brooks. My first CD I ever bought was Garth Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
My second was MC Hammer.
Nice.
And then I think shortly after that,
you are showing your age a little bit.
Yeah.
You have Hammer pants.
Here comes the Hammer, baby. That was it. Yeah,
love it.
I did not have Hammer pants. So shortly after that, maybe a year after that, Welcome to the Jungle. It was like we were playing 8th grade football.
Heck yeah.
Jump. Dude, that was like the jam, man.
That was the
getting
thing.
Ready for 2 days, going out and hit some people.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to Welcome to the Jungle. That was it.
I mean,
there's like, I remember people talking about, oh, November Rain is so good. And I remember like listening to it. I didn't have the patience back then. It was like, it's such a long song.
When is it going to get good?
When's the solo?
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I feel it. I get that one. I like Slash, but I can see how he can be overhyped sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, again, give him the respect of pop culture icon, inspiring a lot of players.
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody that gets to that level of notoriety, they're going to have a lot of haters.
Yeah.
Fair or not. I mean, you could say I mean, it's probably a different conversation, somewhat different with Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
Because he's not the guitar player Slash is.
No. Yeah.
But it's the same kind of thing. Like people just like to hate on people that are super famous, you know.
But I like
the territory.
Slash performed, I want to say at like the Golden Globes or something like that a year ago for the Barbie movie. He played a solo over one of the Barbie with Ryan Gosling, right?
That's right.
And I was like, oh shoot, it's Slash.
Did he have a pink top hat on?
He did not.
Oh.
But I think that's where it kind of hit me, like Slash sounds like Slash. The solo for me felt like it was like a Guns N' Roses song shoehorned. It was like a major. It's like a major song, like major key, and then it was all of a sudden Mixolydian minor pentatonic blues licks over like a 1 4 5 6 chord progression. And I was like, so I was like, okay, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah. So all right. So here's another one on this list. And you tell me if you know this person.
Okay.
Because this is one of the other ones I do know on here. Jerry Cantrell.
I don't know.
Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
So this is hey, mad respect to Suration. This is Alice in Chains.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Alice in
so
Chains.
hey man, you guys aren't completely down on the older guys. So appreciate that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So Alice in Chains. Yeah,
he doesn't get talked about a whole, I feel like, as many in the.
Not really. Now I did not really get into Alice in Chains back in the day. It was a weird thing for me because I got into big into Nirvana. Like probably 94, 95. This is after Kurt Cobain already offed himself.
Okay.
I got into Nirvana, and the first record I got into was the Unplugged in New York Nirvana record.
Okay.
So good, man. And I think what made it even better, it was like Kurt Cobain singing from the grave. You know, he's dead. Just some of the things. He has a song called Lake of Fire, which is particularly creepy. You know, it just hit, man. So. I was like, oh, Unplugged on MTV or whatever. And then Alice in Chains came out with an Unplugged. And I was just so Nirvana's Unplugged is the best Unplugged that I didn't really give the Alice in Chains one a chance. I was just like, this isn't Nirvana.
Yeah, that's funny.
You know, so I think it's just kind of in my mind from then on. It's like, they're not as good. But Alice in Chains is great, man.
Yeah, they're good. Funny enough, the only Alice in Chains songs I know are ones that my students have asked to learn. Oh, really? So
okay, yeah.
All of my Alice in Chains experience is from teaching their songs.
Yeah.
I only speak in guitar riffs. I know there's the one where it starts off, wow, cha 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 cha, wow, cha 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 cha. Them Bones. This is the one a lot of people. When I think of Alice in Chains, I think a lot of people, I think this song.
Yeah. Who you got?
Nikki Sixx and Keith Richards.
Who's Nikki Sixx?
Motley Crue.
Motley Crue.
But is it? Wait.
Yeah,
No, but Nikki Sixx, isn't that the bass player? Or am I tripping?
Nikki Sixx with 2 X's. By the way. Yeah.
Okay.
So, overrated bass players.
Overrated bass player.
I feel like
aren't all bass players
it's hard to overrate a bass player. Nobody thinks about it.
Dang, it's just forget about it. But Nikki Sixx, I feel like he was a big staple of the band, and so when people think Motley Crue, sometimes they think more Nikki Sixx than the actual lead singer.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I could kind of see that. I feel like he's a showman. So he's definitely up in the front a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of the same Slash. Same thing as Slash. You're the one that has the notoriety. You're gonna kind of get some of the shade thrown your way too. You know what I mean? So that makes sense. Richards.
Yeah.
Richards, man. I don't know. What's your thoughts on Keith Richards?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say overrated because I feel like people don't always put him in best guitarist of all time. I feel like I don't hear people talk about him like that. But I mean, was that the Stones?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Rolling Stones.
Right.
It's like
they gather no moss.
I don't know if we've talked about this on the show before, but a lot of people, because I talk about Slash and how I got into guitar with Guitar Hero 3, a lot of people assume that like a Guns N' Roses song was the thing that kind of did it for me getting into electric guitar. It's Paint It Black by the Stones was actually
Really?
yes.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
That was actually the song that made me go, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, this is what I want to do for
That's
the rest
one,
of my life.
Paint It Black.
Paint It Black.
Okay,
That hearing that riff in the like menu of Guitar Hero 3 changed my life. So I got to give Keith Richards that one.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't know.
I think what Keith Richards is not a guy who's just gonna like shred up and down the.
Yeah.
At least not. I've not heard him do that. Maybe there's a side of him that I haven't got deep enough cuts on their records or whatever. But for me, like I feel like Keith Richards was really good at writing hooks. I think his guitar parts are really catchy.
Mm-hmm.
And for what the Stones were doing, I feel like it was just perfect.
Yeah. These are young cats who are writing down some of these guitar hot takes. But yeah, I think I'd agree with you. I don't know if Keith Richards is in like best of all time.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Rolling Stones were a icon.
Yeah.
You know.
So one of the things that I saw, I recently watched a Rick Beato interview with Daniel Lanois.
Okay.
You're probably going to get sick of me talking about Daniel Lanois.
It's fine.
But one of the things, so Daniel Lanois was a musician, great musician, but probably better known as a producer.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things people always said about Daniel Lanois is his gift is he just has great taste. Mm-hmm. Which, if you think about it, I mean, that's what a producer is.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of have a vision, know what's going to fit, sound good in the context of everything else. And I think a lot of really great guitar players, that's what they do well. They don't necessarily, like, they can't play the fastest or they can't, like shred or whatever, but they just can play the part that just
that
fits.
Belongs in the song.
Yeah. It's like, it's just those little things that they do, little sprinkles here and there that just fit really well with the song and make the song what it is.
Yeah.
You know? So I think Keith Richards is probably in that camp.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's a good conversation, too. Like, what makes a great guitar player? Is it that they can play technically all the shreddy stuff, all the, super crazy chords and stuff like that? Or is it that they can write what the songs need?
Yeah, totally. And I think the thing I love about guitar is like everybody's going to have a different opinion on that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all fun, man.
Yeah, but
like
there are wrong answers.
I'm just kidding. There's definitely wrong answers, but there's also lots of right answers.
There's lots of right answers.
Well, that does it for another episode. So, nerds, thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys later.